Hi and good evening and welcome to Thfc Till I Die with myself here, DERMMOTRON, as everyone likes to call me now, and my right-hand man, the man from the northeast, who's keeping an eye on Newcastle's tower sales as all the fans start to sell the tea towels up there. So Chris, how are you this evening and how's the weather up in the northeast of the UK?
Well, I'm surprised I'm actually online with you right now because it has absolutely hammering it down.
Yeah.
My tea towels are getting soaked.
All right. And hopefully, with the luck of God, Ellie can hear us. Ellie, you're on mute. Can we hear you? Ellie?
No.
No. Yeah, no. You need headphones. Ellie will be back.
That was the flying visit from the Queen.
Yes, it is. It was a flying visit from the Queen. We'll get a few people in. Big up Shamu, and thank you once again for the help on the watch along yesterday. Philip will be joining us. He's just running late, and Ellie will be with us when she gets her audio sorted out. But big up Shamu. I think Chris sent you the link, so if you want to pop on,
I haven't. Can you send it over to me because I can't find it? I'll try to get the link.
I'll do that. I'll sort that in a minute, Chris. Sort that in a minute.
Actually, let me forward it to him.
Yeah, big up Carl Simpson. Big up Carl saying Ellie's such a tease. Yeah, and he also says, "Evening guys, hope you're all well." Yeah, we're grand. Well, I'm not grand after I saw the draw for the European Championships today, which left me a little bit downhearted. Andrew Gregory, big up Andrew. Says, "Evening guys, Coys." Have you sent it to him? Yeah.
Yeah, done.
Good man. Evening Coys, and we've got Mick Harmon. Big up Mick. He says, "Good evening, Dermot, Chris, and Ellie," and he says, "Big up, Carl." Chimu says, "I've listened to your advice and had breakfast before." Good man. Yeah, good man there. Chris, look, we might as well star in that. We might as well. He also puts crazy. Watch Chris message me. My phone gets text.
I know.
You're something else. Let's start on the European draw.
When you showed me that one, I actually had to have a little chuckle, I have to admit.
I would just like to say 2 words to that draw. Oh, bollocks. I mean, that's about all I can say to that. We've got the Netherlands, France, Greece, and Gibraltar. Now, Greece is going to be fun with Ellie because that is going to be really funny because Ellie is Greek. So there will be a watch along for Ireland against Greeks. The way when I will be at the home game. We should beat Gibraltar. We owe France a good beating because of what they did to us for the World Cup. And the Netherlands, look, I'm going to be optimistic. I think we'll finish second in that group. To be fair, but Chris, what do you reckon of the group?
See, technically Gibraltar's sort of Spanish, isn't it? So
yeah,
I should be rooting for them against the Republic of Ireland because of my dad's Spanish roots. But it's an interesting group, that's for sure.
Yeah, I swear to God, right? I do swear to God that when it comes to groups, we are not very lucky.
That is a 50-50 group, you know. Anything can happen with that group, really. You never know what Greece are going to show up. No. Netherlands, you might have a small chance. France, you owe them. Gibraltar, an unknown entity.
Yeah. And we should have Queen Ellie. Are you there, Ellie?
Yeah, can you hear
me? Did you see? Did you see who we got in our group for the European qualifiers?
Is that it there?
Yeah, we got Greece.
Wow.
So it should be a bit of fun between you and me in that group.
Yeah, a little bit of banter.
And we've got somebody else joining us as well. It's Shamu, my right-hand man for doing my watch-alongs. How are you, Shamu?
Nice one.
Right,
can you hear us?
I'm just eating breakfast.
All right. And then this is the England group. Now, I didn't want to make Chris and Ellie feel left out, to be fair.
You didn't even put any Croatia in there. Where's Croatia?
I'll get your Croatia's group in a minute, actually, Shamu.
You can just read it to me.
Yeah, they've got Italy, England, or England got Italy, Ukraine, North Macedonia, and Malta.
Malta should be a
Can
hard
I
game
just
for them.
say, who did the FA pay off to get such an easy group?
Well, do you know what?
They'll
That's not
struggle
really
against Malta.
that's not really an easy group, really, is it? Because
North
I swear
Macedonia are
last time we played North Macedonia, I swear we struggled against them.
They just beat Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ukraine are pretty decent.
Yeah, they're
exactly.
not bad. They're not a bad team.
No.
The only one that England should walk all over is Malta, really. But the rest are not easy. But Dermot, where is your group's a bit of an unknown entity? This one's a bit more straightforward, where England should realistically qualify. But knowing England with Gareth Southgate, anything can happen.
I mean, Ellie, do you think that's a group you should qualify from?
Yeah, definitely. If they don't finish top of that group, they're useless.
Look,
Definitely.
And then you go back to our group, and it's just bollocks. That's all you can say. Is just go to the pub, get drunk, and forget about it. I mean, you get the Netherlands, France, Greece. I mean, you and me for Greece. This is going to be the away game. We're doing a watch along for that, Ellie. I mean, that should be good banter for that game.
It all depends what Netherlands team turns up, because they're a bit of a up and down country, aren't they? You don't know whether they're going to absolutely murder you or play pants.
Yeah, that's true.
And they've got Vincent Janssen up front.
They have.
We should sign him.
We signed him once. We don't want to sign him again.
No. And I'm just getting Croatia's draw up here for you, Shamu. I mean, Shamu, what do you reckon to the Irish draw?
You're screwed.
Yeah, basically.
You're going to lose at least 2 of the games. You're not beating Netherlands. You're not beating... Well, you might beat France. They're crap. You should beat Greece, though. You should beat Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should beat Gibraltar. So it's just the first 2 teams.
I didn't even know they had a team.
Well, no, we've done it in the past. We've beaten Germany at our place before.
You've beaten France.
Yeah. And this is...
And you were cheated by France.
Well, I mean, Croatia must have paid somebody well off, because this is the Croatian group.
I like the sound of it.
Wales, Armenia, Turkey, and Latvia.
What a group!
Come on!
No,
who've they blackmailed?
That one.
Croatian Mafia, baby!
He's put a few $50 in the envelope, hasn't he, for that one?
Shamu, who you pay,
Croatian
Shamu?
Mafia. Croatian Mafia sorted that out for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
bet they did.
Here, I've got the group here. This is the group. Put it up on the screen. That's their group. Now,
That's a liberty.
That's a beautiful group. That's beautiful.
That is an easy group. And then we might as well do for our Scottish fans and everything, and I know people watching us from Northern Ireland. I've got Group H coming up now for Northern Ireland, and I will get you Scotland's group as well.
Nice.
So I'll put that in the banner. This is the Scottish group, and I think this is not an easy group. They've got more teams in it than we do.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, so that is the Scottish group there. That's the Northern Ireland group.
Denmark, they've got Højbjerg. Come on, Højbjerg.
They're screwed.
Yeah.
Denmark are going through on that one. Probably
Kazakhstan, North
Denmark
Ireland.
and
I'm going for
Slovenia
Kazakhstan in that group. That's my team.
I'm going for San Marino.
Yeah, you can have them, Chris. You can have them, Chris.
San Marino, they're the whipping boys.
That'll explain why you support Winks. You support San Marino as well. That explains the Winks support.
Yeah, and this is the Scottish group here at the bottom.
That's a hard group.
Cyprus.
That's a hard group.
That's my country, Cyprus.
What did I think it was Greece for you, Ellie?
Because you're not with the times, you know. We're Cypriot. We're not Greek from Greece.
Yeah,
we're the proper Greeks.
Yeah, but Ellie, we showed what it was to fight for our freedom. We fought for our freedom and got. So we're if you want any country wants to know how to fight for freedom, just look at Ireland. We'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
With an Englishman and the Croatian fella below me, the English fella's giving me a dirty eye at the moment, thinking.
As Shamu's having his breakfast, he can have a bit of grapefruit. Yeah. Let's see.
We've got Paul G.
Sour grapes for the tough group I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick up Paul G. He says, "Hi folks, hope you're all well. We are. We are well. Thank you, Paul G. Great seeing you in the chat." It says, "Carl Simpson, but England will be fine as usual. Don't you all worry about that. I couldn't give a toss how England got on, to be fair. I tell
Relegated.
you what.
Is that classed as racist?
No, I just can't care. I tell you what, in regards to groups, I can see Northern Ireland getting out of their group, even though they were in the. Do you know what? I'm actually going to bring Northern Ireland's group up. Where is it? Do you know what? I can actually see them getting out of that, Chris.
They could do.
They're not getting past Kazakhstan, my mates.
I tell you, there should be San Marino, there
Very
should be
nice.
Kazakhstan, Slovenia, and Finland.
Very
I think Denmark's going to be a fight between them and Denmark.
Denmark,
Was
I think. No, I don't disagree. Denmark, I disagree with you. It's going to be Denmark and Finland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
or
can't get over
Slovenia,
Croatia's
because
group.
they're a pretty
And
decent team.
Mix asked, what about Poland? Okay, I get Poland's group for you now. Where's Poland?
Yeah, come on, Poland.
And my team,
Okay.
Spain, have got the Scots.
Poland gave us vodka, you know, not the Russians.
Do you know what? I can't find Poland in this European draw.
They are there, they must be.
Well, Israel are there. Israel are not in Europe.
Shabu's going on a turnaround in his apartment.
Oh, hang on. No, actually, Poland's not in there. Hang on. Let me check. Portugal, Bosnia, Iceland, Luxembourg. That's Group G. Group I, Switzerland, Israel, Romania.
Yeah,
Kosovo,
I've got it.
Belarus,
I've got it.
nice shirt. Nice shirt.
It's Group E. It's Poland, Czech Republic,
got it here.
Albania, Faroe Islands, and Moldova.
Yeah, hang on. Let me bring that up for Mick now. Let me bring that up. Let me bring that up now for Mick now. And this is actually Group E. There we go, Mick. You ask and you shall get. There you go, Mick. There's the Polish group for you. It was there. It's coming back up now again. Poland, I don't know who they are. Albania, Faroe Islands, and Moldova. I don't know who that other team is.
Czech Republic.
Is that
Czechia,
Czech,
yeah,
is it?
that's Czech Republic, yeah.
Yeah.
They shorten it.
So I tell you one thing. I don't know who we pissed off in UEFA to give us such a hard group.
Shamu's got a delivery.
Shamu has. What you got, Shamu?
Yeah, he got the Spurs shirt. Or Croatia.
Well, he has muted himself.
He's muted himself.
I got a tracksuit. I got a tracksuit.
Nice.
Green
Nice,
tracksuit.
nice.
All right.
Nice.
Right. Shall we get on with the show? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that bit
Let's talk about
over
my
with.
tracksuit.
This will go
Right.
down to Brighton.
Yeah. Well,
Take
this
the
is the
mickey.
team from yesterday. Ellie,
Nice.
I want you to go through. Give me your
Yeah, points.
ratings for the
Our
teams that
ratings,
won.
right. So
Yeah.
I'll give Lloris didn't have to do much really. So I'll give him a 7.
Mhm.
Right. Romero I'll give an 8 because he played brilliant. I think he brought the ball out well, done some brilliant tackles, made sure they knew he was there. Dyer I'll give an 8 as well because he played very well. I don't normally give him a high score, but he played very well. Just a couple of duff passes, which is normal. Davis, he didn't do too bad. I'll give him a 7. Doherty, I'll give a 9. He was fabulous,
Oi.
Doherty. Oh my God. I think he was brilliant. And Bentancur, I'll give an 8. Sessegnon, I'll give 10. Do you know why I'm giving him a 10? Because he played his skin. He played out of his skin, sorry. He was
Who,
fantastic.
Sessegnon?
Yeah.
He was brilliant.
He was bombing up and down. He was defending brilliantly. He was making some good runs. The only thing that I'll give him a 10 because even though he was tentative on some of the runs where he could have taken on his man, at least he did a good pass inside and we set off. Normally he passes back. Yeah. Højbjerg, I'll give an 8 because he played very, very well as well. Basuma, it wasn't one of his best games, but I'll give him a 6. He wasn't that good. Son, I'll give a 6. And Kane, because he scored, I'll give him a 7. But his overall play was a bit poor again. Yeah, but because he got the goal, 7, yeah. There you go. That's my ratings.
That's your ratings, Chris. What
Yeah.
do you give the Tottenham side? And Ellie, just very quickly,
Yeah.
of the substitutes that were brought
Oh,
on.
right, yeah.
Hang on,
Well,
let me get them up for you.
They weren't on very long, but
Skip
yeah.
came
Skippy.
on, Richarlison and Perisic and Longley came on.
I'll give I didn't even know Longley came on. Oh yeah, he came on for Davis. I'll give Richarlison a 7 because he got about a bit. Yeah. Skip 7 because he did the same. Longley, I didn't see much of him, so 6. And who's the other one?
Oh, sorry.
Perisic.
Perisic. Didn't do much, did he, really?
No.
6. Give him a 6.
Yeah. And Carl Simpson here, big up Ellie. Carl Simpson says here, Ellie, I'll give the whole squad a 10 as that must have been so hard to keep their emotions in check and did the job after a crap week with Jean Perrault passing. It must have been Ellie. I mean, Ellie, what must they have gone through yesterday and to see Conte crying on the touchline?
I know.
With
very emotional.
It wasn't emotional, but they did well. They kept it in check, didn't they? And we're going to bring up the stats, and the stats don't really show how Tottenham played yesterday. And I will get into that with you later, Ellie. But that's Ellie's ratings for the lineup. Chris, what's your rating, sir?
Lloris a 7 because he didn't have much to do. He made 1 or 2 great saves. 7 or be 5. Romero an 8. Dyer a 7 because he didn't do too much either. Davis a 7. Sessegnon a 9 for me. Doherty a 9. Bentancur an 8. Højbjerg a 8. Basuma a 7. Sonny, he was going to get a 5 from me, but because he set up the goal, he gets a 6. Kane a 6.
Yeah. The front 2 weren't on it, were they? No.
To be honest with you, if Son hadn't the shot wouldn't been a shot slice cross, he would have got a 5 from me because his overall ball control was absolutely horrendous again.
I know, Bambi.
And Carl Simpson saying, "Did you see Anthony Gordon is suspended for the Spurs game? He just saw it."
Okay.
Thank God, that's good.
Yeah, Shamu. Oh yeah, because Man United have played. Everton have played Man United. I don't know what the score.
Yeah, they were losing
2-1 United.
Everton. Yeah.
Shamu, what's your ratings for the Tottenham team yesterday?
I'll start with Lloris, maybe 6.5. He didn't have too much to do, and he didn't really make too many saves. Just standard. Romero 7, Dyer 7, Davies 7, Doherty probably 8.5, Bentancur 8.5, Højbjerg 9, Sessegnon 9, Basuma 6.5 because he got a yellow early, so that kind of restricted him kind of playing his game. Son 6.5 because he got the assist, and Kane probably the same because he got the goal. If it wasn't for that, they would probably get 6s or 5.5s.
Yeah.
And sorry, Chris, and you for the substitutes? Do you know for the players that came on?
Richarlison a 6, Skip a 6.
Yeah.
Perisic a 5. Didn't do too much, and Longley didn't have long enough, so probably a 5.
Yeah, I'd just give them all 5s off the bench.
Yeah.
But there is one special 10 coming out now, and that's for the whole team actually who played really, really well. And a special mention to Gianpiero Vetroni, so he gets the 10.
Our hearts go out to his family and friends.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the funeral is tomorrow, and Levy and Conte and the whole squad are going out there to the funeral.
That's really lovely.
The ref gets a minus 90.
Yeah, well, I am going to get on to that. My ratings for the team is I'm going to give Lloris a 7 because I thought he didn't have a lot to do, but when he was asked to do something, he was there. Yeah. Romero an 8 for me. Dyer an 8. Davis an 8. Doherty I'm going to give a 9, and I never thought I would ever give Doherty a 9, but he's getting a 9 for me.
He deserves it.
Bentancur an 8. Sessegnon a 9. Højbjerg for me a 10. He was my man of the match.
Yeah.
I thought he was absolutely outstanding yesterday and ran that midfield. Basuma an 8 for me. Got booked, as Shamu said, he couldn't. It restricted him, but he's still done his best. I give Sonny a 7, and I give Kane an 8 because he got
generous.
Well, look, I thought they played well. Carl Simpson's given Emerson a 10. He gets Emerson got a 10 from me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Everything gets a 10.
Carl saying Shamu 100%. The refereeing in multiple games this weekend has been awful. But that's what we're going to go on to now.
I gave him a
Actually, I was
minus
going to go
90.
on to the referee. Right, the game yesterday was a half-five kickoff, played at the Annex Stadium in Brighton. 31,498 turned up. Of course, we won 1-0. Now, this referee, Tony Harrington, I've never heard of him. I've never seen him before. He reminded me. He reminded me, Ellie, of running around like a carrot on the field because he was wearing. Hang on, we have the Godfather in. The Godfather is here. I'm letting him get settled.
Come on, Philip.
Once the Godfather's in, give me the thumbs up when you're ready, Philip. There he is. The Godfather's in.
I'm just going to relocate. Give me a minute. I'll be back.
The Godfather salute.
There we
I'll
go.
give Philip a 10 for being late.
See, Philip gets the Godfather salute. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, he's not in yet. All right. Give me a thumbs up once he's ready. I've never heard of this Tony Harrington, Ellie. He reminds me of a carrot running around on the field. I ran it after him. He was useless.
I know. The refereeing standards have gone down, man. Honestly, I can't fathom how that. They let anybody be a referee these days. I think.
I might apply for next season. I might apply next season.
Yeah, make sure you get on the Spurs back.
I mean, Ellie, what did you what did you think of his refereeing yesterday? I mean, give me a thumbs up when you're ready, Philip.
0 out of 10 because he's useless.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, do you know what he did? Right, he didn't give a foul, let him play on, and because it came to nothing, he took it all the way back and let him have the free kick again. What's that all about? You can't do that. You can't play on and then give them the free kick because they never got anything out of it.
And it was the booking he gave Harry Kane in the first half. I thought, what the hell's he booked him for?
I know.
Apparently he kicked the ball away, but it was an instant reaction.
It was handball.
Yeah, he handballed it. But
the Godfather has spoken.
Totally handball.
The standard of refereeing this weekend, the standard of VAR officiating this weekend, it appears it's okay for Martinelli to break Trent Alexander-Arnold's ankle and not even get a booking, but Emerson Royale can't do half as bad and get sent off.
I know.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah,
and handball was a penalty. Apparently not. Arsenal player.
But Philip, do you know why he didn't give nothing for the Martinelli challenge? It's because Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't roll over 9 times.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Philip, I just want to get your quick thoughts on. I mean, every time I see this group, it just fills me with more fear in it. A far group for the European draw. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, I've seen it.
What was your first reaction?
I was hoping it was only a bad dream.
Did you ever watch Father Ted?
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Do you remember the scene in there when he puts his hand to his face and he just goes, "Oh, bollocks!"
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That was my first thought when I saw this draw.
I was hoping I'd wake up and we were drawn against the Faroe Islands and Greenland. Yeah.
At least you got Gibraltar in there.
But
that's the worst possible draw. That really is.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be going to the 2024 European Championships, will we? To be fair,
I have to admit, I did have a chuckle when I saw that group.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I had a good chuckle as well. You guys, that's a good rogering.
I just love to know who Ireland pissed off in UEFA. That's all I want to know.
I just want to know Croatia bribed.
They mustn't have put in a big enough brown envelope.
That's what happens when you finish top of your Nations League group, you know, and you finish final of the World Cup. You get special handouts.
You get the special brown envelopes.
Yeah.
And Philip, what's your ratings for the team yesterday? Here, get your play ratings for.
Let's not talk about corruption in Croatia.
Lloris didn't have for all Brighton's pressing, he had very little to do because all the shots that come in from a distance.
Yeah.
And that's a tantamount to how good the defense was. So give Lloris a 7, Romero, it was back to his snarling best a bit yesterday. All right. I give the three boys at the back a 7 as well. Doherty, give him a 7. He did okay, and no complaints about him. In fact, that tackle he made near the end probably saved us a point.
Oh, we all gave him a 9.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too carried away with him. He's probably making balls in the next time. Bentancur and Højbjerg were immense.
Oh, no.
And I give them both 8. Basuma was very good. I give him a 7. Sessegnon, although he got man of the match, I don't think he deserved it. I'll give him a 7. Sonny tried hard, but still not quite at it. I'll give him a 7 for his assist, and Harry Kane a 7 as well.
And Højbjerg was a pre-assist on that goal, by the way.
It was.
Yeah. Come on, Højbjerg.
Just get that in there.
Man. Yeah.
I'll have to get that in. Yeah, I know. I was insulted for the fact that we were put on last to match of the day last night.
Do you know what I mean? They hate us, Philip.
That just summed it up. I know. And then you get them fawning over Arsenal today. Like I said earlier there, when do Arsenal get the trophy? 9 matches here. And another thing I've noticed about Arsenal too, every time they score a goal, they have a team meeting at the end of the pitch. You notice that?
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exchange recipes.
I reckon they should book every single one of a time waster.
Yeah. It's when I saw Paul Merson on the Sky today, Philip, my first thought went to you. I said,
I was in the restaurant and I could see Paul Merson in the distance, but I couldn't hear him. Thanks be to God.
That's the best way to have him.
I just thought Philip was chucking his plate, his mug, and everything at the telly.
It really was. I nearly did when Arsenal were given the penalty. Jesus.
Philip,
don't talk about Arsenal. Spurs we're talking about.
Yeah, let's talk about. VAR the whole weekend has been atrocious for me.
Disastrous.
It has.
Really, every game. West Ham got a goal that should have been allowed. Arsenal got away with a penalty that should have been given.
Yeah.
I think even Man United tonight had a goal disallowed for handball, which is I don't think it was handball. So
yeah, that Marcus Rashford one, very harsh.
There's been a lot of decisions this weekend which are just below standard, where the refereeing and officiating this weekend is just nothing more than championship level. It's just been horrendous.
Tony Harrington is under 10 schoolboy level. Never mind championship. He that's probably where they got him from. He's probably coming cheap.
I don't know. I've never heard of him until yesterday. Until he left our game.
All I heard people saying about him was he was very inexperienced, but I would say he was very crap.
Well, I've actually got his statistics up here now. He's
minus 90 rating.
He's only refereed 6 games in all total.
Oh my God.
4 in the Premier League, 2 in the Championship.
Wow.
That's where I've seen him.
And I tell you what,
QPR.
he's refereed.
Big up the Rangers.
He's refereed Southampton twice, Brighton twice, Leicester 1, Sunderland 1, Leeds 1, Middlesbrough 1, Villa 1, Tottenham 1, which is yesterday, West Brom and Rotherham. He's had 12 appearances.
Rotherham, boy, that's a big game.
He's never shown a red card, and he's shown 20 yellow cards
in 6 games. 3 in that.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope we don't have him again, because he certainly. I don't mind referees pulling up fouls or giving fouls when they're actually fouls. But I do object to him letting Brighton play on when they've after fouling us and not giving us a free kick, and that happened so many times yesterday.
He's given away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's given 6 penalties. But he only started refereeing on the 5th of the 12th, 2021, and his first game was QPR at home to Stoke.
That's what I said. I saw him at QPR.
Yeah,
I knew it. I see him because my husband was saying what a crap referee then.
But this he refereed the Leeds Southampton game, and then he went back into the Championship to referee Sunderland, Rotherham, and then he's done the last 3 Premier League games: Brighton, Leicester, Villa, Southampton, and then us yesterday.
Well, that VAR ref Stuart Atwell wasn't much better, was he? He's absolutely useless anyway.
Yeah, Stuart Atwell shouldn't be refereeing. He's the guy that gave the goal and never was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And he was demoted for that, but suddenly he's worked his way back.
Yeah, I mean, Philip, what are we supposed to do with VAR and the standard of refereeing? I mean,
the only hope we've got is Howard Webb is coming back to take it over shortly, and hopefully he will be able to introduce a little bit of professionalism, a little bit of even play. Like what's good for Arsenal has to be good for Leeds and Man United and Liverpool. Not like, at the moment. I think what the Premier League have decided was they've taken the Liverpool away and made it to Arsenal.
Yeah.
They're taking it away from Liverpool and giving it to Arsenal. All we want is even a level playing pitch so everybody gets the same decisions.
Yeah.
But every guy that does VAR seems to have a different interpretation of the rules.
See, VAR's not the problem. It's the people operating it, which is the ultimate issue. Is VAR does work.
It's a good system if it's worked properly, but it's never worked properly.
But then you've got but you've got prats like Dermot Gallagher who go on to Sky Sports a week later saying one of these challenges is a yellow card. For example, the one from Van Dijk a couple of weeks ago. Emerson done exactly the same challenge a week later, but it's a red card. So it's indecisive decision. So either if it's a red card, say it's a red card. Don't favour one team to favour another.
Yeah.
You have to be down the middle.
Yeah. I mean, Shamu, I'm going to go to you, Ellie, with this. Shamu, I mean, today we had that tackle on Martitelli did that tackle where Emerson got sent off last week. Is it a thing that referees are not consistent, or is the referees now starting to favour one team over the others? You know, they've got their favourites, and when they go into that match, they're going to do all they can to help that team win. Shamu.
What was that? Sorry, I was just watching something on the TV.
I'll go to Ellie. Ellie, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the favouritism. I just think it's inconsistency and lack of judgment. You know, it's just terrible judgment. I mean, the one for us, Emerson's, it wasn't a red card. It was obvious. It's not like he dug his leg into, his studs into the man's calf. He mistimed his tackle and he caught him on his calf because he was stupid, Emerson, doing that tackle. But it wasn't a red card. No way. It's not dangerous play. If he'd kicked him in the gut or got him really bad with his studs, you could say it was a red card, but it wasn't. There's no malice there. He just wanted to win the ball and he mistimed it.
Definitely.
Yeah, and Shamu, what do you think of VAR? I mean, what do you think the problem is at the moment? As Philip says, if it's done correctly, it works. Exactly. But what do you think the problem is at the moment, Shamu? What do you think?
It's the people in charge making incorrect decisions and not being consistent with them. Like the Emerson one, I can see why it is a red, given by the letter of the law. It was a high foot above the ankle sort of thing, and he's coming down. So I can see why they gave it, but it was harsh when you play it back in real time and look at the context of it. It's not violent conduct or anything like that. It's just a mistimed tackle sort of thing. It's not bad, but I can see why they did give it in the letter of the law, because it's just what they're going to do. But they need to be more consistent when it comes to other decisions like that. Like we had that there's that handball in the Frankfurt game in the Champions League before the corner, and they didn't even look at that once, and we saw one replay of it, and it blatantly hit his hand.
Yeah.
How does that
get
for half time? Check so quickly?
Exactly.
They just blew for half time and no replay.
Yeah.
And
too much inconsistency.
That's right. It's just
too much inconsistency. That's all.
Yeah, hang on, Chris. What were you saying, Philip?
Paddy Powers just put out a great one here. It says, amazing that VAR managed to spot the ball brushing Rashford's forearm, but completely missed Gabriel doing a volleyball smash in his own box earlier.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
That sums it up,
Well, that does sum up VAR for you, doesn't it? It sees one thing, but just totally oblivious to the next.
Yeah. Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder in the VAR.
Exactly.
They're just hitting buttons.
Yeah.
Now, Philip, I'm going to start reviewing this, and then I'll go to Ellie, and then you, Chris, and then you, Shamit. Look, I've got the stats for the game, Philip, and I know you're not a great fan of stats. I know that. But we all saw yesterday how well Tottenham played, didn't we?
Yeah.
Now, I want you to go through these stats for me, right, one by one, and just tell me how wrong they are. I mean, these are ridiculously wrong. I mean, look, you would, by looking at them, Philip, you would think Brighton played us off the park yesterday and they won 4-5-0. I mean, what do you make of them? It totally doesn't reflect the game, does it? That we watched.
No, well, I mean the 14 shots. I think, are they on target? Should that be on target? 4 shots.
No, they're total shots. They're
yeah,
on target.
Should not be on target. The next one.
Yeah.
Right. So they had 5 shots on target. We had 4. Right.
Yeah.
Passing. Definitely don't agree with that. And the tackles. Yeah, we made more tackles. I don't know where to get some of these stats from. Yeah, there could have been a malfunction on the little yoke they wear in the back. I don't know. 9 fouls.
And then the fouls committed. I mean, the fouls run. I mean, how many times yesterday, Philip, did you and me or Shamu say about the referee that was a foul?
It would have been 14 each or beyond if he'd done his job right.
That's what I was going to say. Add another 6 onto Brighton.
Yeah, definitely, because he let Brighton away. I mean, the amount of time I saw Spurs play hitting the deck and sitting up with his hands out like that, saying, "What?" You know. This play carried on. You know, it's just not good enough. I mean, it's yellow cards. We got 2 yellow cards. A really vicious yellow card for Harry Kane for letting the ball brush off his hand. Okay, Basuma deserved his yellow. Basuma did deserve his yellow, but no, I mean, again, the way I look at stats is they never win, man. Once a game is over, it doesn't matter if we have 99% possession or 1% possession. It's the scoreboard that matters. Really,
that's the one part.
That's the one part they're not showing on that. So, I wouldn't go overboard on stats. I'm not a technophobe like that. I just let things, I'd rather judge my own eyes what my team has done. I'd say we had more than 41% possession.
Yeah, I mean, I saw these and I did think of you, Philip, when I was getting this ready earlier. I was thinking Philip's going to have a field day with this. Because I know how much you don't agree with stats, and I thought this is going to be brilliant. Ellie, look, our passing wasn't the great, but it looked on the telly that we were passing better than what the stats showed us.
Yeah, definitely.
Why do you think the stats are so out of step to how we played yesterday than what we saw on the screen?
They fiddled the stats. I want a recount. Because the flipping Højbjerg had the ball about 60% of the time. With Bentancur, they were knocking about to each other all the game. What are they on about? 41.1. Where did they come up with 41.1?
I know.
That's a false stat. This is not true because our passing was really good, just as good as Brighton's. Our tackling, we've got a lot more tackles in than them.
Yeah.
Total shots, maybe that's more or less accurate, but I reckon we had a little bit more shots. I think we had maybe a couple more, but no, I don't agree with that. That's crap, rubbish.
These stats were taken from Philip's favourite TV company in the whole wide world.
FC.
I mean, these are taken from Philip's number one. You can see his face already.
Is it Sky?
You could just look at Philip's face just to tell you knew where it was from.
You know something? I don't need any sound on my TV when Sky is on because I never put the volume now. I just leave it down.
That's it. Especially if Martin Tyler's commentating.
Oh Jesus!
I don't like
or Jimmy Carragher.
Yeah.
Chris, he gets on my nerves as well.
Phil Neville. What's his name?
Gary Neville.
Gary Neville. Who was mouthing off about the World Cup and how bad it was, and now he's taking Qatar's dirty money to go and advertise it.
Do you know what, Philip? That's actually a question I have for you later about that. Actually,
Money
about
talks.
all of that. I was actually itching to get your thoughts on that. So How's your thoughts on that? Because I am going to actually.
I can do that later.
We're very sarcastic tonight.
Richard Cracknell, the guy that organises the Legends nights, he says, for anyone not fully across the football media this weekend, here's what to expect tomorrow. Tottenham barely squeezed past a team away, a team that rarely loses at home after an emotionally horrendous week. Arsenal show huge character and magnificently win at home to a team well out of form. That's
big up the Arsenal, isn't it? Big up the Arsenal this game.
Ellie, please don't. They think they've won the league already.
You know what I mean? Give them the cup now.
Sick.
Just give it to them now.
Yeah,
just give them a community shield to shut them up.
Yeah. Chris, I mean, what do you think now? We committed more fouls apparently, and apparently Brighton were more fouls than us. I mean, what do you think to these stats what I've got up here? I mean, is it a case of really the stats don't really match the game?
Excuse my language, but a load of bollocks. But how on earth do they actually come up with these? Fraud sports are just having a laugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
it is fraud sports.
They're so far up the other team's arse because they've got an agenda against Tottenham. They just have to do everything to make us look bad.
Add an extra 2% to everything.
80 tackles. It was more like 95 tackles.
Yeah.
The passing was probably about 89% because it was more or less accurate. The shots on target was probably more than the 4 that they're saying that we had.
Yeah.
And Brighton had more shots off target than they did actually on target, but fraud sports are lying about that and all.
Yeah.
And
you know, another thing with the Spurs defence haven't taken any credit for. You know the guy that scored 3 against Liverpool last week?
He was kept well out of the game.
You ever hear his name mentioned yesterday? Because I did. He was completely silent. Completely silent.
Our defence played so well, and our midfielders were brilliant.
What's his name?
What's your thoughts on these stats here? I mean, the other guys here think they're laughable, and I agree with them. They are laughable. But
I mean, those stats, you know, it could be 89% possession to Brighton and, you know, 4 to Tottenham, and I couldn't care less. We won the game 1-0. That's the one that matters. And if you look at the passing, a lot of the time where we lost the ball was in the attacking half or in the attacking third. So that's done us a bit dirty there. Where we were losing the ball, we were on scoring the goal. We weren't losing it at the back or, you know, doing dumb stuff. The passes we didn't make were when we were trying to score, which was a lot of the time in the first half. And then as for the tackles, they can swivel on it. And the fouls, you know, you can add another 6-7 onto Brighton easy because the ref just wasn't calling them. He left his cards in the championship.
That's right.
I mean, so look,
I see there's something just cropped up there as well. Apparently, did you see the bit of, I'm not. This is my last mention of Arsenal, but I just seen something coming through on Twitter there. Apparently, Jordan Henderson went straight up to Thomas. What do you call him? Partey tonight, and called him what a lot of us have thought he has been for a long time to his face.
Big up.
I think that caused a bit of a ruckus. And apparently, the two managers can start having a dig on the touchline, and that's been investigated by the FA.
Big up Jordan Henderson.
I mean,
big up Wilson.
Take all Arsenal's points away.
Yeah.
I mean, Philip, about Liverpool, about the game today, I know we'll talk about Spurs, but Chris said it to me earlier, and I sort of agree with it. It's like watching Klopp. It's like watching the end of Poch. Chris said that to me.
Exactly. I totally. I was having the same thoughts myself this evening. It's exactly the same thing. Now, whether Liverpool will do the same thing with Klopp, I doubt it. But Liverpool look stale. They look run out of ideas, and the players that performed for them last season are having a mare this season.
Yeah.
It just seems like that. You see how we were when it comes towards like the end of Poch's era. Everything just started to go backwards. We weren't getting the results. We were dropping points where we should have been winning. It just seems like the same with Liverpool now, doing exactly what we did when our players started to leave. Like Eriksen wanted out, and this player wanted to go, and that player See, they sold Mane right now. They've never replaced him, and he was one of their backbone players.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a 7-year itch, I think, that Klopp has got.
And Salah's just
gone downhill.
Hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's since his new contract came in.
Yeah.
No salad.
Right. Well, look, I'm going to go through you all. I've got a few questions here, and hopefully they'll be turned into good talking points.
Yeah.
I'll start with you, Philip. Who was your man in the match and why?
It was a toss-up between Bentancur and Højbjerg, but I'm going to give it to Højbjerg because I thought for a guy that hasn't had 5 minutes off in the last 2 years, he showed immense strength yesterday. You know, he was brilliant, and we look so much better with 3 in midfield. It really was a chalk and cheese.
Got more freedom.
You know, but Højbjerg was brilliant, and Bentancur excellent as well, and. They were the rock on which we based yesterday's win. Really, you know, they were brilliant. So Højbjerg for me, and
apart
You're
from
in my
Højbjerg,
good books, Philip.
yeah. Apart from, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I picked Højbjerg yesterday as my man of the match. I did the fan cam as well, and can also congratulate you, Philip, on your daily videos for Dave as well on the Irish Hotspur. They're absolutely fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Great watch, and I enjoy watching them. So please, everyone, look out for it every morning. They will be putting up a daily talk with Philip, the Godfather, with his thoughts on Spurs of that day. They are a great watch. So please, everyone, get over to and look out for them.
I think VAR might feature a bit tomorrow.
I look forward to that. And don't worry, Ellie will be doing her daily women's thing as well. That's coming up. I think starting next week. That's coming as well. So we've got the Godfather and Dave and the Queen on here giving their daily thoughts on Spurs. So weekly thoughts for Ellie on Spurs on the women's side. So we look forward to that. Ellie, who was your man in the match and why?
Ooh. I'm going to give. I love Højbjerg, right? And I think he played immense. But I'm going to give it to Doherty because.
Hang on. Whoa. Can you say that again, please? I don't think we quite heard you.
I'm not putting it in this disclaimer because he was. Ellie, fabulous.
You give Segi your man in the match in the ratings. Now you're giving Doherty your man in the match here. Now, which one is it?
I had another thought about it, right? So Sessegnon, he was fantastic, but he'd done a few things. But Doherty, he was like, he surprised me, and he played like a proper right wing back, linking the play, bombing up, defending well, passing really good. You know, I just thought he was immense. That's all. And I like his attitude on the pitch. He was really giving his all. You know, I know Sessegnon was as well, and Højbjerg was, but I'm going to give it to Doherty because he gets a bad rap.
I mean, Philip, very full come to you, Chris. Philip, are you surprised with Doherty's performance yesterday?
Well, I mean, let's face it. If I was Matt Doherty, right, and I was listening to what Antonio Conte said about me during the week, but I don't want to lose, I would go out there and bust a gut to prove him wrong, and that's what he did.
Yeah,
that's what he did. So that was a great bit of psychology by Conte to really put it up to Doherty to put up or shut up, and Doherty actually put up.
Yeah.
You know, so it was good play all round by Conte and Doherty.
Yeah. I agree.
Antonio's a proper mentalist, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a proper mentalist, man. He gets inside all the players' heads.
That's so true, Ellie. Chris, who was your man in the match and why?
It's difficult to give any particular one of them a man of match because after everything they've been through over the week with Ventroni passing away and everything, and their thoughts not being actually on the game, it's difficult to give any particular one of them the man of the match. If I could, I'd give it to all of them for showing up and playing. But if there's anyone I'll have to go to, I'm going to really bite my lip saying this, but Doherty.
There you go. Well done, Chris.
Because reason being, the last-ditch tackle he done yesterday really showed that he wanted it. And I can't see Emerson making tackles like that.
No.
I could, but he probably would have given away a penalty, but he would have mistimed it.
Yeah. Philip, I didn't want to mention that part.
Come on, the Irish. We're voting for the Irishman tonight. Come on.
It was the hug Dyer gave him afterwards. Dyer come up and give him such a bear hug after that tackle.
And
Dyer knew that saved him.
It did.
Shamu,
it saved his blushes.
Are you going with the popular opinion in the panel tonight for Doherty? Who was your man in the match?
I'm going for Højbjerg for that pirouette he did in the 28th minute. I'm thinking in the middle of the first half he did that pirouette again, and it was class.
No.
He left that guy behind, so I'm giving it to him.
The Højbjerg spin.
Yeah, he did the Højbjerg spin, and
man.
If he does that every game, I'm giving it man of the match.
Yeah.
When it looks that smooth.
Yeah, everyone, please get your man in the match in the comments and why you picked. For me, I think Doherty played extremely well, but I've got to go for Højbjerg for me. I thought Højbjerg was the strength in that midfield. He took that midfield by the scruff of the neck, him and Bentancur, and they made sure they put in the shift. And Philip, you are right. He hasn't had a day off in 2 years. And that man just keeps putting it on the line again and again and again. For me,
Apart from the Wolves
Did you
game.
see the hug that Antonio Conte gave him at the end of the match?
yeah,
Yeah,
He literally lifted him off his feet.
I know.
You know,
Danish
that was-
Zidane.
I
That was
love
a well
Hojbjerg.
done. That was a well done Pierre to him. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philip, how do you think the Spurs fans were brilliant yesterday, weren't they? How they kept singing Antonio's name yesterday.
Spurs fans are brilliant everywhere they go.
Yeah.
You know, really, as the song
Yeah.
says, everywhere we go. You know, I mean, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, having
Everywhere
the Italian flag waving, and during that tribute
there was
to
so many.
the Marine would actually bring a tear to your eye. It really would.
Yeah.
I mean, and you saw how emotional Harry Kane was after the match.
Mm.
He was really crying. You know,
Yeah.
and also of the boy that died. And no, the fans were brilliant. And I have to say, the Brighton fans, give them credit too. They were very respectful. And
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They
They
were.
were.
yeah,
They're good
I can
fans, the
imagine
Brighton
that
fans.
happening at Highbury or Anfield. So they'd be booing away at us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, same
you
as
know,
Stamford Bridge or somewhere like that. They'll definitely be like that, wouldn't they?
there'd be no respect shown. So
West
fair
Ham.
dues to Brighton. Well, Brighton are a well-run, like I class them as a family-run club.
Yeah.
They're not infected with the poison and hatred that you'll see at Chelsea or Liverpool or Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well,
Their-
Andrew
their
Gregory's
manager's
gone
good
from.
as well.
Sorry, Ellie. Sorry, I didn't mean to
The
interrupt
Brighton
you.
manager, I like him.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
Although I didn't like what he said in Match of the Day. He came
No.
out and said there's only one team on the pitch, which is a load of rubbish.
Yeah,
There's only
yeah.
one
Yeah.
team on the pitch. Why
He's
didn't his
trying to
team?
G up his team, isn't he?
If there's only one team
Yeah.
on the pitch, how come the score was 1-0 Tottenham?
Exactly.
And Harry Kane's not playing for Brighton. I'll tell you that.
Hojbjerg runs on Duracell.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
he
from
does.
Andrew Gregory. He says Hojbjerg for him.
More
That's his
likely.
man in the match. Runs
He
on
runs
Duracell.
on my love as well, because I
Yeah.
think he's plenty
Of
of
course
love.
Oh, another one. Oh, hang on.
Yeah. We all know about you and your. We all know about you and your
I
love
know.
of players, Ellie.
I know. I love Hojbjerg, but
Me
not in
and
that
Philip.
way.
Me and Philip are going to write a book one day about your love affair with Spurs players.
Yeah, yeah. We're casting the film as we speak.
Yeah.
There'll be 4 chapters on Hojbjerg alone.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
We're,
Yeah.
we're thinking of getting Shamu as Hojbjerg, so we're thinking of casting him. I don't know who we're going to get to cast as you, Ellie. We'll have to Julia Roberts or somebody like that. We'll have to get
Yeah.
you as a.
Yeah, that'd be
No,
good.
just get Ellie to star as herself, Dermot.
Yeah, I'd be good
That's
at it.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. I shared the dinner with Hojbjerg before.
Oh,
See?
I was.
With the glancing eyes, El.
I
The
mean,
glancing eyes.
did you see?
Oh, he's a lovely guy. He's really, really nice. He was talking to me and my daughters. It was lovely.
I'm
the
glad
best
you said
tattoos in the
dinner
team.
and not breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just before the Euros. You're cheeky.
We did see Chrissy Houghton on the telly yesterday, Ellie.
I know.
He
I know.
did. He mentioned said I used to see Ellie down at the training ground every day. You know?
Yeah.
Oh dear. That
Oh,
book
no.
will be a
Getting
bestseller.
my
It really will.
secrets out.
Yeah. But before me and Philip get into any more trouble, we better go back to the comments.
naughty boys.
We've got Carl Simpson saying Doherty for me. He took that Conte criticism and said, "No,
Yeah,
I will
that's it.
show you
Oh, it
all.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Show you all."
Fair play, Carl.
We've
Carl.
got Jurula in. Big up Jurula. Haven't seen you for a
Yes,
while,
my
but big up
niece.
Jurula.
Woo!
That was so emotional yesterday. I did shed a few tears. Yeah, I think
True,
if nobody
Andrew,
had the lump of their throat at the start of that game, seeing Conte how he reacted,
I know.
then it's not you're not human. And then Andrew Gregory put Ellie kiss and tell. Yeah, yeah.
You have to pay me a bit of dollar.
Was he me and Philip in the sign to the Ellie Secrets Act? We can't say anything.
Yeah.
And Carl Simpson said, I thought when Ellie said she shared a meal with Hojbjerg, I thought she meant staring through the window.
Oh, dear.
Ellie, what have you started?
I know.
Now, you want to hear some of the stuff Ellie's told us in the background, Chris? It really is me and Philip.
Yeah.
I'm too young.
Haven't we?
I'm too young.
He's too young and innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Philip
Yeah,
can tell you a few
funny.
tales, can't we, Philip?
Well, we signed the Official Secrets Act, though. We did it.
I know.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Do you know who I really liked though at Spurs? really liked was Paul Miller. I loved him. I think he was a fabulous player.
Another one.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's Chrissy Houghton. There's Chrissy Houghton. There was Glenn Hoddle.
He was lovely.
I don't know who. And now
Glenn Hoddle, I never fancied him.
I'm beginning getting
just remember how good at football he is.
All these players around the 1980s.
That's all I cared about.
All these players were around the 1980s, right? That was one of the most successful periods of winning trophies.
That's it.
There's a connection there that I'm missing.
Yeah.
We were winning trophies because
Philip, hang on. So we need to get Ellie down to the training ground. Start chatting up.
We'll win loads of trophies.
See?
I'm still youthful looking enough.
Yeah. So Ellie, we'll get you down to training ground, get you chatting up some of the new players, right? And start, giving the.
I'll do a beeline for Romero. Romero's my man. He's gorgeous.
What if Højbjerg sees though?
No, Højbjerg, he's good looking, but he's not as good looking as Romero. Come on.
But what if he sees you talking to Romero, he'll be so let down.
Yeah. Julia says, yeah, and I'm a niece.
Football has goalkeepers, Philip, you can still score.
And Julia, they're winding me up, man.
Oh, that's brilliant. And then Carl Simpson says, Ellie, have you got a secret black book?
Probably. I've mislaid it.
Oh Lord.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen Tuesday, Philip, when Mickey Hazard's on. What she's going to be like. I mean, will a story come out with her and Mickey Hazard come out now?
No, not
Mickey Hazard. Mickey Hazard probably said, "Oh, I know, Ellie, you look very familiar."
Yeah, he probably will.
Didn't I see you at the training ground, Ellie?
I used to train at the training ground when I was a Spurs lady, and they lit us. In the olden days, it was not so. They poo-pooed against us women playing, but now they welcome all the women at the training ground. They actually train there now. The women, they do. Yeah, they're lucky. Right. So they're hobnobbing with my man, aren't they, Højbjerg?
That's why Ellie's getting that.
You have to get on the coaching staff, Ellie.
You know what I should do is go to the training ground, put my kit on, and then just run on the pitch.
New signing.
Yeah, I'm a new signing.
Or you can get on the coaching staff, Ellie.
Is that why you're getting the pass, Ellie, to down there so you can start telling them off, the Spurs ladies off, leave my man alone?
Yeah, I passed my coaching badges, but I have to renew them because I've done them so long ago. But I did a little bit of coaching with a local team, but you know what? I'd rather play rather than coach. But I've got a bit too old now. No better. I'm a bit too old.
Read this out.
Oh my God, what's he said?
Mickey Hazard would be like Dermot and Phil. Great to meet you. And then he'll look at Ellie and winks and say,
Oh my God.
I tell you, that is the best one of the night so far.
I know. Right,
let's get back to football. Let's get back to the match instead of Ellie's little black book.
About my love life.
Yeah. I'll start with you on this, Ellie, and then I'll go to you, Philip, and then you, Shamu, then you, Chris. What did you think of Doherty's performance yesterday, and does he deserve a start on Wednesday?
Yes, he does, and I thought he was immense because his attitude was so on point, and he looked like a man possessed, like he wanted to prove Conte wrong. Because hearing those words, I don't want to lose, sort of subliminal words in his head. He's thinking, right, I'm going to go and prove my manager wrong, and I'm going to prove myself that I can play, because everybody's putting me down, saying that I'm not going. But look, at Wolves, he was good, Dermot. He was very, very good as that right wing. I think he scored 7 goals from right wing back.
Yeah. In
one season. So that's fabulous. You know, he hasn't lost it. He's just got injured. And he just needs a chance. Just look, I'd rather have Doherty than Emerson, because when he bombs forward, he's quite exciting. It's very exciting to watch him bombing down that wing, you know. And he just has to get a little bit better defensively, you know, just improve a little bit more on defence, and then we might have a player there, you know.
Yeah.
I think his attitude was the best though. Get on that pitch and prove my manager wrong.
Yeah. And Philip, look, we've seen Doherty play for the Ireland team. We've seen them, as Ellie said, he was good at Wolves. It hasn't really worked for him at Tottenham so far. No. But do you think after yesterday we might see the best of Doherty now?
I think that shake-up that Conte gave him during the week, like really basically a kick up the arse, really, shaking him into action. And what we saw yesterday was the potentially can be a very good player for us. Like Royale is out for the next 2 league games, so I honestly think Doherty will start against Eintracht on Wednesday. And if he continues the form that he's in, then he's got the job. He'll keep the job, providing he keeps that level of performance up. And Royale won't be causing us any more sleepless nights. So that being said, I want Jed Spence to be knocking on Doherty's door and trying to get the job off him. So you want a bit of competition there to keep his level of performance up there, you know. But I do think he'll deserves to start on Wednesday. Yeah.
I mean, Philip, to add that as well, and then I'll go back to you, Eddie, and then I will go down to the lads at the bottom in a minute. Sorry. With Jed Spence, do you think he deserves a start on Wednesday and let him see what he can do? Or do you think he might just bring him on if Doherty tires because he hasn't?
I'll tell you, he might. I think if we were in a stronger position in the group, like if we had 2 wins out of 3, if we had 6 points even, I'd say possibly. At the minute, we have to make sure we win this game on Wednesday. So I don't think that's one that Spence is going to. If Conte isn't going to start him in the league match, I don't think he's going to start him in the Champions League. So I think he may come on as a substitute near the end, providing we're comfortable and winning. But that's about the height of it, I think.
Yeah. And you, Shamu, do you think Doherty will start on Wednesday?
Definitely. I think, you've got the perfect chance to play him because Emerson's obviously not suspended. You play Doherty for a good portion of the match, and then you can bring Emerson on and say, go and show us what you can do. You've got to win your place back sort of thing. It's a perfect opportunity to try and get him playing well again as well.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be playing him in the league.
No, that's true. And you, Chris?
I don't really think Doherty will start on Wednesday. I think it'll be Emerson that starts. Reason being, he's going to need Doherty for Sunday against Everton. So I've got a sneaky suspicion Emerson will start against Frankfurt on Wednesday. I hope not, but what's going to happen. It's going to be a 3-4-3 formation where it's going to be Emerson that starts. Yeah. But it would be definitely Doherty on Sunday against Everton.
Yeah, and Ellie, with Spence, what's happening with Spence? I mean, we've paid money for him. He hasn't played. Is it because do you think he's not ready in Conte's eyes, or do you think that? Do you think that he isn't ready, or do you think he really wasn't on Conte's signing?
No, I think Conte's looked at him and thinks he needs more work with him. He needs to work with him more to give him his chance.
Yeah.
Because when Ericsson signed for Inter Milan, I know it's a different scenario, but he didn't play him for quite a while.
No.
Because he likes to bed in his players into his system, and maybe he thinks he's not ready for his system yet, and that's why he hasn't blooded him. But I think he will do eventually. Whether it'll be in the Champions League game or a League Cup or an FA Cup game, I think he's going to get his chance in one of the domestic cups, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
because I think so. I just don't think he feels that the boy's ready, maybe not just physically, but mentally, But it's a shame because I see a lot in him that can offer our team a lot more going forward and exciting. He's an exciting player to watch. He's like lightning as well. We lack pace when we hitting the front, hitting the front. Because Doherty, however good he is, he's not like a speed merchant like Jed Spence. Sessegnon's pretty nippy, but Perisic, he's not that type of player. He doesn't bomb down the wing. He's more controlled. So we do need a little bit more speed. Do you remember when Gareth Bale got into the team and how exciting it was? And I think we did. When he first came in, though, we didn't win a game for about, was it 20 odd games? We didn't win a game with
something
him.
like that.
Yeah, because he wasn't quite ready, and then suddenly he came a man. I think we're going to see that of Jed Spence. I'm excited to, you know, it takes time.
I think with Spence, I think it's going to be a case that it might take him a season to get used to the way we work, and once we get Destiny Udogie coming back on the left side, I think you might just see a whole new back four where you'll see you'll probably have Romero and another centre back, maybe not Dyer, and Destiny Udogie and Spence on the right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That'd be an exciting team.
So we don't. You might see Spence now in a couple of the Carabao Cup games, and a couple of the FA Cup games against the lower league teams, just to show what he can do. Hey, they have to start somewhere.
He just needs a break, doesn't he? Like Gareth Bale when he came into the team. He needs a break to impress and then show that he can do it.
That's where I think this is where I think right, Ellie, you could be right there. He'll get some of the cup games to show what he can actually do.
Yeah.
And that'll be his big break.
Look, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But look, Philip, we've got Wednesday now to look forward to a big game in the Champions League.
I'm going to that match.
Conte did play a 3-5-2 yesterday. Will Conte use the same formation on Wednesday?
No.
If not, why not?
No, he won't. Because we're at home and we need to win. I mean, we showed on Wednesday night we're a superior team to Eintracht Frankfurt. So I would go back, but I'd play the three up front again on be it Richarlison, Kane and Son. And change it back to a 3-5-2 if needs be during the game when we're comfortable. Take one of the boys off and bring on a midfielder. But I expect Spurs to carry on and win that game comfortably with a 3-4-3.
Yeah. Ellie?
Yeah, I think so. I agree with Philip. 3-4-3 he'll go with. It's a shame Kulu's not fit. But, you know, Richarlison, if he plays him in the right way, because we haven't seen the best of him lately. He's been a bit off. So I want to see an improved performance from Richarlison because we know he's got it in him. And it's going to be electric on Wednesday night. The crowd are going to be rocking that stadium because Champions League nights are always special.
Yeah,
right? So I just want to see us play really, really well and batter the Germans. Come on.
Yeah.
Batter them. Yeah.
And Shamu, for you, will it be 3-5-2, or do you think Conte might just surprise everyone and actually start with a 3-5-2?
I mean, we'd all like to see 3-5-2, but I think he'll just go 3-4-3. And Richarlison has been a bit off, so I wouldn't even mind seeing Perisic at left wing as an option, even if it's just for 50, 60 minutes, and then bring Richarlison on after that. Because he can play left wing and he can put a good cross in. He always puts at least one decent cross in per game. Like there's always one there which someone should be getting at the end of. So I wouldn't mind seeing that in a game. If it's not this game, then fine. But I want to see Perisic at left wing, push him up a bit more.
Do you think, Chris, with the 3-5-2, he might use that in the Premier League and just use the 3-4-3 in Europe? Or do you think
I reckon so.
Or do you think Conte has changed his mind? You think, right, we will play 3-5-2 all the time?
No, I think because of the suspension from Emerson in the Premier League, you'll lead the 3-5-2 to the Premier League games. But with this Champions League, he's go 3-4-3. But there is an interesting quote from Conte about the Champions League, right? Because we've got 2 games at home. He says, "Now we have the chance to play 2 games in our stadium, our fortress. It's important for our fans to create a good atmosphere in our next game to push us until the end." Yeah. See, this is what Conte quoted yesterday. So, what I think what he wants to see is our fans be the 12th and 13th man to get behind the team. So, based on those comments, you'd think he's could probably play the 3-4-3, the 3-4-3 formation, and get the fans behind the team.
Yeah.
I don't think Frankfurt are going to come and attack us. That's for sure.
No.
So
they're going to try and get that draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could, based on the Conte's comments, he ain't there to get a point. He wants all three. He wants the 3 against Frankfurt, and he wants the 3 against Sporting.
Yeah.
I think this is the game that Harry Kane's going to shine, because he's been off most of the season, but he's been scoring. But I think this is the one that he's going to really want, Harry Kane. I think
it's the one for Sonny as well.
Yeah,
I agree with Chris. I think so too.
Yeah.
I can see Sonny
curl a couple of worldies in from 25 yards.
Because that's what I think Sonny needs, is the love of the home support, giving him everything. Instead of people slating him, he needs the love of the supporters again to get off his back and just support him.
He's better at White Lane, isn't he, Chris? He's much better at White Lane.
He is, but one thing is with
the crowd.
The crowd, when you've got 60,000 Spurs supporters screaming his name, he's going to feel the love, and he's going to play with that passion again. But my God, he just needs to improve his first touch of the ball.
I know.
That is the one thing that was Sonny's game that let him down on Saturday was his first touch of the ball every single time. You're just control it, man.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday we did have a bit of sad news actually after the game. I don't think nobody knew before the game, but after the game, ex-Tottenham player John Duncan passed away. Now, Philip, I know Ellie probably you saw him play as well.
Yeah.
I'll start with you, Philip, first. John Duncan for Tottenham is finished from 1975 to 79, made 103 appearances and 53 goals for us.
Goal every game. He was a good striker. He was a striker.
That's pretty good.
He was the year we got relegated and the year we got promoted, 76, 77, and 77, 78. He was the main striker, along with Chris Jones, and he was a very good. You can see by his record there. And the goal every 2 games is excellent. And he was a good player. I don't know why he left now. I don't know what his problem was why he left, but 4 good years with him, and apparently he was a lovely guy. Very, very approachable, and I don't know. I don't know. Did he play for Scotland? Did he ever make a Scottish international cap?
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he did.
I've got his. I'll go on now. I've got his quotes up there now. Well, he played for Dundee. He started at Dundee between 68 and 75. 121 appearances, 64 goals for Dundee. Then he came to us.
Good again.
Yeah.
Then he went to Derby in 79 to 81, 36 appearances, 12 goals.
Right.
And then he finished his career at Scunthorpe United, 9 appearances, no goals.
Right.
He made Scottish League 11. He made 1 appearance and scored 2 goals.
He was worth better than that. Now he should have got his caps from Scotland.
Yeah.
So it's just sad that we lose 2 guys connected with the club in the space of 3 days. So he wasn't old.
No, he wasn't. No. He was only 70. He was 73.
Yeah. I knew he's a bit older than me, but you know what? He was such a good striker, brilliant with his head, really good with his feet, held the ball up well. Very good player.
Look at the YouTube videos of Spurs and
John Duncan.
Yeah, there's some really good videos of him.
My abiding memory was when we played Sheffield United away. We went 2-0 up, but they got 2 goals back. It was 2-2, and my brother was at Sheffield University at the time, and John Duncan was fabulous. He was such a good player. He had good feet, and he was brilliant with his head as well. That's all you want from a striker at the end of the day, isn't it?
He was also a manager as well. He managed Scunthorpe, Hartlepool, Chesterfield, Ipswich, Chesterfield, and Loughborough University. So, it was a sad news yesterday that one of our, as you said, Philip, 2 people connected to the club sadly passed away. It's been a sad time for Tottenham Hotspur. Right. Well, look, the last question we're going to wind up the show now, but the last question is, and I'll start with you, Shamu. I'm going to end with you, Philip, because the wisest man of us all is going to end the show for us. Shamu, can Spurs win the league? Yes or no?
Of course we can. Of course we can win the league, but will we win the league is the question. Probably not. Not this year anyway.
Right.
Maybe in...
Chris? Yeah.
Do you know what? I would love to say yeah we can, but nah, not with when you got a beast like Haaland just scoring for fun. No, sorry. I think Man City have got that in the bag.
Just go down to
Ellie?
Manchester, Chris. Take out Haaland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send the Italian hitman down for him.
I think what we've all got to pray for to win the league, we've got to pray that Sky Sports don't lick Arsenal's butthole all the time, and also for Haaland not to be fit for the whole season, because the boy is scoring like average 2.5 goals a game. So,
Yeah, somebody needs to take his leg.
yeah, somebody, he's not even going to the World Cup, so he's going to get a nice rest as well. So, I don't know. I think we've got a chance. There's not, you can't just say, oh, Man City are going to win it. We have got a chance, but we've got to be on our game, you know, more so than we have been.
Yeah. And
But we are difficult to beat. That's what I'd say. We are difficult to beat.
Can Spurs win the league? Yes, absolutely.
Can Spurs win the league, Philip?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, any team can win the league, but will we? That's the question. And the answer to that, I'm afraid, is no, not this season, unless Agent Romero can do a job on Haaland and put him out for the rest of the season whenever we do play Man City. No, City have just got too much. They've got too much. It's going to take an injury crisis at City, right? And a complete lack of loss of form, which I can't see happening, really. They're just blowing teams away for fun now at the moment. And all we've got to do is look after our own game, win as many matches as possible, focus on our own results. Don't worry about City. If we keep winning and they falter, we'll be there right behind them. But it's going to take an amazing twist of fate for us to win the league this year. Now, next year
Jeff Hardy.
could be a different kettle of fish when Conte has another couple of transfer windows under his belt, bringing in players that he wants. And I certainly think we're going to, over the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to, as each season goes by, we're going to become stronger contenders.
Yeah.
You know, and we hopefully next season we're in a situation where we really will give it a good go. Again, whether we succeed or not is down to Man City. But we're certainly going to be the best of the rest by next season.
But Philip, just very quickly, I would actually counter that with, you look at Newcastle back in the day, 12 points clear. Man United, who were the team to beat, were clear at one point and lost the league. It can happen.
I mean, it can happen. Yeah, it can. But I mean, it's going to take an extraordinary stroke of luck. Let's face it, we've never been the luckiest team when it comes to things like that, you know. I mean, you know, Lasagna Gate springs to mind, things like that, you know.
Yeah.
No, I mean, listen.
Leicester 1,500 to 1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The only time we got a bloody chance to win it, and Leicester come behind and win it.
That was the greatest season ever. Spurs managed to finish third in a 2-horse race.
I know.
But you know what? We could take a leaf out of Arsenal's book now. Man City might lose to somebody like Leicester, but you never know. They might lose to Leicester.
It's possible.
They might do.
Yeah, it's possible.
I just think I have to agree with Philip. I think this season, I think the league title's out of our reach. I think, sadly, but I think if we can finish second or third and win a couple of cups, I think that's what we need to do.
Wouldn't mind winning the Champions League. That'd be lovely.
That'd be good.
That would be good. I mean, I will be on the first plane to Tottenham. I will be the first plane to Tottenham with Dave and probably Philip and Ollie. Probably go for that parade.
It'll be an Irish invasion.
I'll be down from the northeast as well, coming down to celebrate.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
but you know what, though? All we have to do is do it for Gian. That's all we have to do.
That's it. Yeah. Let's fight. It's a tough week. It's going to be a tough week for the club, but the funeral will be coming up soon, and you know,
tomorrow the funeral is actually tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow is the funeral. This is what Conte has said in his press conference. Tomorrow is the funeral. We are going with the staff. I want to give big hugs to them, to tell his son and daughter that they need to be strong, because Gino Parrott was a strong character.
That's very good.
Yeah.
And Levy's also going with him as well tomorrow. So fair play to
Excellent.
Levy for going
That's
as well.
great. I'm delighted with that. That's
Piero.
something. That is a little bit of
Piero.
class.
Yeah.
That is showing a little bit of class. You know, as opposed to other teams who just put it, oh, we're deeply sorry. Our thoughts and prayers go to him and forget about him. The Spurs won't do that. They look after his family as well.
He's only been with us. Do you know what? He was only with us since November, and he's done so much for our team. So any game we play now, we have to have Gianpiero in our thoughts at every single game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know?
That.
I believe yesterday we won for him because the way we played how he trained us.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Fight to the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fight to the very last ball. That is it.
Yeah.
And the last bit of news I've got here, Tottenham are reportedly in talks with Antonio Conte over a new contract. I think I've said to you this already, Philip, hasn't it?
Yeah,
so a chance for Ellie and then Chris, just thoughts and Shamu's thoughts.
Come on.
They're willing to make him the best paid manager in the Premier League. What was it, Philip? 400,000 a week?
400 grand a week, yeah.
What's your thoughts on that quickly, Ellie?
That he deserves every penny. That's what my thoughts are on it. Brilliant manager, and I love him as a person as well. If he wasn't a football manager, he'd still be a top man, because he's got everything he does turns to gold.
Yeah,
he's come into our club and he's made us into winners. You know, and I just hope that he gets something out of this, because he's put every ounce of his being into our club. He's so passionate as well about football. Not just about our club, but about football in general. He's passionate about the game. He's a real football man, and I love him. I sing his name every game, and I sing it to the top of my voice, you know, because he deserves everything. And I just want him to win something for us as well, because we've been starved of success in terms of trophies. I don't class success finishing top 4. Oh, I'm a trophy. I want trophies. That's what you're in the game for, to win trophies.
For me, Ellie, I agree with you. Top 4 is gaining top 4.
It's an achievement.
It's not. It's more. It's not an achievement. It's more where your squad is at that moment in time in the league.
That's Arsenal's trophy. That's Arsenal's trophy, getting in the top 4.
Yeah. But it's where you are in the league, and I think when you win a trophy, I think you go up to another level. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, 100%. And there's nothing like winning a trophy and going down Tottenham High Road and being proud of your club. You know, I'm from Tottenham as well. I was born and bred there. My heart's in Tottenham, the area as well. Every time I go down there, I'm in Enfield now, but every time I go to Tottenham, I get this beautiful surge of enthusiasm goes through me, you know.
I know what you mean. Being from Edmonton, being from Edmonton, when you walk down the high road, you just get that adrenaline just pumping through your veins.
Yeah, it makes you feel special, doesn't it, Chris?
It does. Every time I go back to London,
that are not born in Tottenham as well. It doesn't matter. Tottenham's in our blood, you know.
I mean, I was born about, I don't know how far North Middlesex Hospital is from Tottenham. Was it 10-15 minute walk?
Not even that, I don't think.
Yeah,
10-minute walk.
10-minute walk, yeah.
The day I was born, we lost to Leeds 2-1 away. The day I was born in 77.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have to be born the year we were relegated. So
I was going to say that was relegation year.
Yeah. So I was the one that brought the bad luck. Well, listen, thank you all for coming on tonight, Philip.
No, you're not bad luck. Gem.
You've been a gem as always. I love being in your company. And please, everyone, get over to Dave's channel in the mornings to watch the Godfather's morning chats, because they rarely are the best on YouTube.
Morning rant.
Well, I'm looking forward to the rants. I don't know if we have done this, but we'll just go over quickly the draw again for the.
Please
get the sunglasses on.
Philip, look, Is there any hope we can give or any Irish people watching we can get out of this group?
Yeah, we'll get out of it, all right. But not what we want to be.
What to
We'll
say,
get
Philip? We are buying season tickets for the Aviva, so we're going to have some good matches to go and watch. I have to say,
Gibraltar one should be good.
Also, with the rejuvenated Doherty bombing down the wing, you know, you've got a chance, man.
Can I just say
on,
one thing?
Troy Parrott scored this weekend as well, so
Troy Parrott, yeah.
And then he got substituted.
Then he got injured, didn't
he got injured. He was injured scoring the goal.
Oh my God.
Look, as long as Stephen Kenny's not in charge of the team when this group is on, I'll be happy. But somehow I think that Egypt will be.
Why don't they appoint Robbie Keane as their next manager? He'd be a brilliant.
He was assistant manager to. He was in the setup there for a while, but he's gone from it.
Yeah, they should give him the job, man.
Just to get your thoughts quickly, Philip, on the rest of the groups. We did this for. Sorry, I know. Sorry, I'm quickly. That's England's group.
Another jammy group for England. What is it with England? They always get lucky groups.
I know. I know. It's you haven't
and
seen
there's only 4 teams in their group.
Yeah. And then
Ukraine might be tricky, but the other 2 are easy enough.
Yeah, and then this is Croatia's group.
Offense, Chris.
Shamu's really laughing.
Luka Modric.
Armenia, Turkey. That's a tough enough group as well.
Yeah.
And Crenshaw.
Well, he's happy enough. He thinks it's a walkover. This is
Turkey drew to Luxembourg recently.
Northern Ireland's group.
Finland, Slovenia, Kazakhstan, Northern Ireland, San Marino.
Come on, Kazakhstan.
San Marino will be a strong team. They'll be holding up the
Come on, San Marino.
Kazakhstan. San Marino,
Kazakhstan. That's a group. That's a group and a half.
Come on, Spain. Yeah. Come on, Spain. Sorry, I have to go with that team.
Yeah. Well, look, that's the European Championship draw. Me and Philip are going to go and hide in a dark room for the next 2 years and just ignore it's happening. Ellie's going to get all excited because England are going to qualify. Shamu has just bribed his way there. He's just brown envelopes all over the place.
Exactly.
And Chris down there doesn't know who he's going to support. He's just going to support the winning team. So
I've got prophecy. I could support Cyprus. Yeah. I could support Greece. I could support Spain, or I could support England. See,
I've got a Dutch passport, so I could go for Netherlands.
Oh, do you know what? That's
just get rid of him. I've had enough of it.
that's him gone already. You see that? As soon as you mentioned the Netherlands, what happened?
The power.
What's that?
Power of the internet. Huh?
Yeah.
Power of the internet.
Just be careful, Chris. Be careful. The trapdoor's over you.
Yeah.
But see, this is the tricky one because I've got family in Greece, I've got family in Spain, and I've got family in Cyprus, and I've got family in England. So I've got choices of who I should be really supporting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look,
you've got a 4-way chance.
Yeah. We're going to end the show here. Thank you all for watching.
Yes.
Philip, you were trying to say something?
No, that's fine.
No. We've got everyone please get over in the mornings to the Irish Hotspur channel to hear the Godfather's morning rants, talks, advice, everything. Put you in a good mood for the day. Ellie, very quickly, we've got your show coming up. Do you want to tell people about it very quickly?
Yeah, it's just I'm going to do for the Spurs ladies. I'm going to be doing a show highlighting all their results and also the WSL. I'll do a preview of all the games and all the results from the weekend, and just talk about girls' football really, and also looking into the grassroots of girls' football, how it's improved since the Euros. So I've done a little bit of that as well, which is going to give you a good insight on what's happening, especially on the coaching side as well.
So they will be out. That one should be out in the next few days. Well, me and Eddie will pre-record that and we'll be out. Chris, Shamu, thank you for joining us again. Chris, thank you. You're a legend as always.
No problem.
It's always an honour to have you on.
Happy Monday.
Thank you so much.
Well done,
and
Chris.
thank you, Shamu, for joining us for our watch along. Look forward to our next one on Wednesday if you're free.
Come on.
And everyone, just get behind the team, support them, back them. CONTE needs your love.
And remember, be our 13th man against Frankfurt on Wednesday. To make sure anybody who's going to that game, make sure you're there in full voice and support Conte after the week we've had.
And then on Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we have the legend that is Mickey Hazard. Philip will be joining us from his concert in Dublin, from the pub where he does his music. So he'll be doing a bit of drumming for us. Ellie will be joining us. Brad, I think it's going to pop on. And myself. So we've got the legend that is Mickey Hazard. So we're looking forward to that. And then we're back Wednesday for the watch long. Thursday for the post-match show for Frankfurt. Friday for the build-up for the game at the weekend. The watch along then next Saturday. And then next Sunday at 8 or 9 o'clock, the post-match show for the Everton game as well. So we will see you on Tuesday. God bless you all. Thank you very much. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on.
Come on.